Bro, what the fuck, Israel, bro? No, 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 Israel, no,
Oy,
Israel,
oy,
no.
oy, 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 oy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Ah! No, Israel, bro.
Yes, Israel, bro.
Why Israel, bro? They're killing civilians, bro.
Oh my goodness. What other countries are killing civilians?
USA,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Russia.
Go ahead. Keep
No,
going.
no, I'm just kidding with USA. Russia and
So fuck USA. Fuck
okay.
Russia.
No, 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 not fuck. Everything can end in peace. You know, we can
So
all
why
have love.
you're not coming with a lot of peace when you're saying fuck Israel?
I didn't say fuck Israel. I said why Israel.
Why not? There's a lot of innocent people in Israel that have no control over what the government is doing.
Okay, this is a big question. Do you support it?
Do I support this war? Most definitely. I think they would look really stupid and weak if they didn't defend themselves after what happened on October 7th to my people. My people, innocent people, were brutally killed in horrible
How
ways.
are they defending if they're attacking Gaza? Let me ask you this:
They weren't.
defending is staying. Listen, defending is staying in your territories. And for example, if I come to your house and you kill me, that's defense. But they're going
Okay.
to Gaza. That's a different city.
Well, what started us going into Gaza?
Can you tell me the date again? I don't know. I'm not educated. What started working? Tell me the
October
date.
October 7th, 2023. There was no innocent people died
27, 2023. 1 second.
other than natural causes.
Commemoration of October's terrorist. 1 second. But it was in Gaza also, bro.
No, it wasn't. They came out of Gaza. Civilians and terrorists, Hamas terrorists, killed over 1,000 of my people, injured almost.
Israel was struck by terrorist attacks and exhibited brutality in a measures in Holocaust. It was a massacre. Okay, I respect that. Listen,
It's amazing
I'm
though.
from Bosnia.
That speaks volumes though on how much of the media that you're watching that you didn't even know about that.
I'm
Like,
not watching my no no no. Listen, I'm not watching media. I'm Muslim, and I was my country. If you don't know, was also in the war in 1903 to 1970.
okay.
And the problem with the why don't I support war and stuff like that because of civilians. Any
Well,
civilian that dies, it's
I agree. I agree. No war. No war. I hate all wars. I don't want any innocent. The people, the Palestinian children in Gaza, any innocent person in Gaza that are dying is a tragedy. Those babies' lives are worth just as much as my Jewish baby's life. Whether they're Muslim, Christian, atheist, I don't care. A baby's a baby. But I'm mad at Hamas for putting them in this situation in the first place. They started it. They did horrible things to my people.
But you know also that most of the terrorist attacks that are framed on Muslims, the people who do them are not Muslims by the God's word. You know, if they say they're Muslim and they do something, that doesn't make them a Muslim. They need to be Muslim, religious, make peace. You know what I mean? What I'm telling you.
What do you
The
think?
media,
Are you saying that
listen, the media, listen. I'll explain like this. The media says Muslims attacked someone. For example, let's say the 9/11. They framed it as Muslims, but I'm saying to you, with the God word, you know, the gods that sent the holy books that could be Bible, Quran, doesn't matter. There's rules for Muslims, Christians, everything. And if you're a Muslim, you're gonna follow those rules. And if you do a terrorist attack, you're not Muslim. There's no chance you can be a Muslim.
I
What I'm saying.
respect, and I understand where you're coming from because I do respect my Muslims by far. Majority of Muslims are beautiful, peaceful people. In your book, it says killing one person is like killing all of mankind. I,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
I
that's true. That's
respect
true.
the Quran. I respect you guys. I know majority of you are normal, chill people. However, we can't deny the fact. I would like to believe and say, okay, these people aren't Muslims, but I beg to differ. I think they're taking your word, every word to the letter in the Quran, like strike the necks of the kuffar and the disbelievers. It says this in there, and they're making
But
and they're
didn't the Israelis? Well, I have questions for this. Didn't Israeli decline the peace during the war? The peace contract.
in Gaza recently, yes, but we'll see. That's probably not going to hold up. Hamas is already doing trickly stuff, but we can't. Again, I think it's naive, especially you as a Muslim. You should be denouncing these people and speaking out and saying just because they're saying Allahu Akbar when they do it, they're doing it in the name of Allah. They're saying, they're saying that
If they're doing it in the name of Allah, that doesn't make them a Muslim or somebody who will be respected when they die. You know
I
what I
under,
mean?
I
I can go,
understand.
I can say I'm a Christian and I go kill everybody in the name of Jesus. That doesn't make me a Christian.
I understand what you're saying, but you
You
have
know
to
what I'm saying?
I think as a Muslim
There's
especially.
a difference between Muslims and bad people. If a bad, for example, Hitler. I know if Hitler was religious. If he's a Christian, that doesn't make all Christians bad. But with the 9/11,
I agree.
USA and the media made all Muslims bad and terrorists. You know what I mean? What I'm
But
saying?
it's not the media that made Muslims look bad. It's these people that take this and do this in the name of Islam.
Yeah,
And
that's true. That's true.
so
But
there
people are not educated enough. You know what I mean?
I think there's people who follow your book to the tooth and nail, and they follow it, and that's these are these extremists, ISIS, these kinds of people. And there's reformed peaceful Muslims like yourself who just want to exist and have a peace, and you respect other religions and you don't want to strike the necks of the kuffars. I think it's naive to say they're not Muslims, because unfortunately they are. They're extreme Muslims. They're extremist Islamist Muslims, jihadis, and
Muslim is everybody by the book. Muslim is everybody who accepts Allah and the book. And you can be a
and
Muslim. The biggest sin in Islam is not being a Muslim. You know, that's the biggest sin. You're gonna. I'm saying this from the book. You can also accept being a Muslim and do those things like Osama bin Laden, for example, but he will burn for those sins. You know, it doesn't make him a good Muslim. And the problem with the USA media and with our media also is they picture the side they only want to see. For example, I didn't know about the 7th October you said because I never heard of it. And for example, you don't know about the rest of the Muslims because they pictured us that way. They only picture what they want to see. You
that's
know what
not
I mean?
true. Some of my biggest activism, and when I do use my voice, is to speak for you guys and say, because I honestly I'm mad at you guys. A majority of you guys are peaceful, beautiful people. I wish more of you would speak up and say, this is not what I stand for. This is not my version of Islam. This is not my version of the Quran. We don't stand for this shit. This is not okay. This is not that they're not Muslims. We can't say that they're not Muslims, because unfortunately they're doing it in the name of Islam. It's naive to say that. So I just wish we can have more moderate, everyday, normal, peaceful, beautiful Muslims that I speak to on a daily basis. Some of the best conversations I've had with are Muslims. And it's just I feel like it's a scapegoat when they say, oh, they're not Muslims. I feel like it's like you wanna, and I respect it because you want to disassociate yourself from that. You want nothing to do with it. So I
They're
respect.
bad Muslims. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
not the Muslims that they should represent Islam in a way. Like Islam is the Muslims especially such a beautiful and peaceful. Like everybody who follows truly Islam and truly follows it, not sinning. Sinning is not the truthful Islam. It's so much different than the media, bro.
I
Like
I
I'm
agree.
gonna say I had a situation just because somebody is Muslim, they would get beaten up. That's nationalism, you know, or
I,
not
I
nationalism,
I agree with you. I agree
nationalism.
with you. I think you guys are held under a bad light. And a lot of the world, they only see the bad sticks with you more. You remember the worst things that ever happened to you in your life more than you remember the good parts. Leave religion out of it. So when people see these terrorist attacks, and then they tie it to the religion, and so I just wish that we could have more people speaking up. I think it's so important, especially when a lot of people, they see Muslims against Jews and Christians. We're all three Abrahamic religions. We have a lot more in common than we have separate. So I just wish we could come together.
Yeah, but the Jews, I'm not hating on Jews. I'm hating on the difference between let me phrase like this. When the war happened in Bosnia, I don't know if you're informed, it was in 90s, late 90s. So basically, Serbs killed my parent, not my parents, my family, blah blah blah. Not important. That doesn't make me that doesn't give me an argument to hate Serbs just because that happened, or to hate the people who did that, because they were all following a command from higher ups, basically either dead or in jail. That's also same thing with the current war in Gaza and Israel. I'm not that informed. I'm just really sober about the civilians. That's the only thing, because that's the worst thing. Let the army people die. Fuck them anyways. They're not defending. They're attacking. But I don't know. I just want the war to end. You know.
I agree. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is just because I'm pro-Israeli doesn't mean I don't care about the innocent people in Gaza. And just if you're pro-Palestinian, you can still care about the people in Israel as well. 20% are Arab.
There's difference between civilians and army. I don't care about this Israeli army. I really don't give a fuck about them. But the civilians, if you're gonna have war over a territory, civilians you need to evacuate, and that needs to be done efficiently and everything, and then let them fight. Who's stronger have the territory.
Yeah, I mean,
Civilians are the only
it's
bad
not
guys.
about land. It's about religion. Unfortunately, this is a religious war. Unfortunately, we're dealing with a bunch.
Yeah, but Israel always wanted the parts of Palestine, like in
So Gaza,
the
but
early '90s. I remember.
Gaza, we pulled out of Gaza in 2005. We gave them their Palestine, and they turned it into a terrorist hub.
It's a deep topic, you know.
It is. It is. But you seem very
We can discuss and we can yell, but
no. It
one word doesn't.
doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere. You have to speak
Yeah.
respectfully and have conversations and listen. Yelling doesn't do nothing.
I'm not. I'm saying yelling metaphorically. I'm just saying we can
Yes,
speak, and you, me, he, she can speak all day long. We are not heard, and that's the problem. The ones hurt are the bad people. Being Muslim, Christian, not important. They're good or bad people.
no,
Sometimes you need to take religion out of the speech.
I don't think so. I think extremists, whatever religion they are, extremists of any kind, they're bad people. Doesn't speak for all Muslims. I disagree.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about extremists of any religion. I'm just talking about normal people. I'm saying you can either be a good or bad guy.
Yes,
Neither is
100%, 100%. But you seem very
there's so many Christian guys, or I know atheists, not atheists, like who are in debate, or better people than me. The
I,
religion is a huge factor in somebody's mindset, but it can never be the only factor. You're either born a good soul or a bad soul.
I
Hitler
agree.
was religious.
I agree. I agree. Most definitely.
Yeah. Nice having a con with you.
Nice having a conversation. I wish you nothing but the best and have a beautiful night.
Same.
Bye
See ya.
bye. He was sweet. I had so much to say back. I went a little soft on him because he was so nice. And him not knowing about October 7th just shows he's just blindly following it. I wish I wanted to, like, there's Muslims in Israel. There's Muslims in the Israeli army that he doesn't give a fuck about dying, So, the Muslims have a choice to go fight. The Jews don't. Majority of these Jews do not have a fight, do not have an option to go fight and serve their country, because if it was an option, a lot of these people would not want to be doing this at this young age. They want to go party. So these are innocent kids. They're like barely even 18. They want to go live their life. They don't want to be fighting in the army. They're not into politics. They don't, and they're forced to be. They have to. They have to. He was so nice though. I couldn't push back on him. He was sweet. He's just being very tribalistic, which I can respect that. I have that same trait. So inshallah, there will be peace in the Middle East.